Like you do kind of manifest into the name that you're given. And it's obviously, some of the societal things where like you're such a fill in the blank. You're such a Bruce. You're such a John. You're such a Patrick.
I don't know if I'm such a Farley. I wanted a bumper sticker, a keychain, a pencil with my name on it.
Bring it on!
Welcome to Girls Gone Gritty.
I'm Farley Boyle.
I'm Darian Boyle.
And I'm Jennifer Brenius.
Collectively, we're two sister-in-laws with our bestie.
We don't just talk, we do it. Day, night, mountain, beach, and city.
Get ready as we bring gratitude and attitude to everything we do.
We jump in head first, unafraid, and we're all in all the time.
We bring it on and get it on each week, diving deep into authentic, unscripted conversations
on just about everything. So, let's get gritty.
Bring it on! Bring it on! Don't wait until tomorrow.
A rose is a rose. By any other name would smell as sweet. William Shakespeare said that, but I'm not so sure about that. What do you guys think? We're talking about names today here. Welcome to Girls Gone Gritty, and we are really excited to go through and really talk about like what that is when you name something, when you brand something, when you have something that you identify with a state of being, with a person. What is a name? What is a name? Darian?
a name. All right. Well, we're going to talk about names today. So,
And none of us are pregnant, and we're not trying to figure out the next name of one of our children.
yeah, which is funny when you are
Thank the dear
when
Lord.
you are pregnant. How about you
But
can never you can never tell anybody your name, and it's a thing when you're pregnant. Oh my God, you have some names. Yes, I do.
Negative
Not-
affiliation.
I am not sharing them, but with our family and all the names and 1 of 5 kids, each name had a relationship to either a grandparent or like a grandma, grandparent, an aunt, something that actually had meaning, or it was tied to like your heritage. So my name is Darian. My mom's name is Florence Darian. My daughter's name is Darian. And I thought it was really cool because men always name their sons. Well, my dad was Bruce and my younger brother's Bruce, like a junior. And there's not a lot of women that have it, but I always wanted to name a daughter after my mom.
It's awesome.
After my
You're
mom.
the first one I ever met.
Yeah. And I was talking to my mom on the way here. I said, Mom, how did Grandma even think of the name Darian? She's Florence Darian. And she said she read a book and the name stuck out. So
She was right.
it's neat.
So for me, I'm Farley, which is equally as unique, only I kind of like Darian better.
No, I love Farley. I
Well-
think it's just, and Dare, Far, and we're besties.
I mean,
Far.
And Jen.
Well, my story is funny because I come from a Bill and a Sue. So they were tired of such common names that they were like coming up with probably the most outlandish one that they could come up with. And they did not play the rhyme game. So my mom was a teacher and she had twins that had the last name of Farley. So she came home and said to my dad, I like this name for a girl or a boy. And I think that should be the name. And my dad agreed. He's like, that's great. I don't know another Farley. No one knew another Farley. But Farley Snow turned into Four-Eyed Fartley Ho. And that was brutal. And, here's this name. I remember like them calling roll in class and everybody had to, raise your hand. Hi, I'm here. I didn't want to raise my name every time they said Farley, like in the beginning of the year, because it was like all heads like looked back at the Farley in the classroom. And then for whatever reason, Fartley just became automatic.
Well,
nicknames. Cute.
Well, that's because what kids do. It's like, what's the
Sure.
closest thing I can get to something that is like funny or foul or almost like bad word.
Oh,
and
it's
they're
stuck
going to
with
go
me.
there.
I
They're going to go there.
was called Oak Tree by this one kid at Immaculate Conception. And then as I was researching what Darian is, it's actually Oak Tree is one of the proverbs, or it's like somehow
Probably
related.
liked you. He looked it up. He was like, what's Darian mean?
No,
Oh,
no.
that's
but,
my oak tree.
but it's so I know Oak Tree. I'm like, I go home, Mom, call me Oak Tree again.
I said to my dad, like, okay, my last name is Snow. So it was either and I wore glasses. So it was either Four-Eyed Fartley Ho or Four-Eyed Fartley Snot. And I remember coming home and saying, everybody's calling me four-eyed Fartley ho. What is a hoe? And my dad said, it's a really like skinny gardening rake. And I was like, oh.
That was great because Dee Dee took the bag you got me, the hoe bag.
I got you that.
Oh, you got me the hoe bag. It's this green bag and it says hoe bag. And it's something back in the day when I lived in California and I was partying in the city. I still say it like, hey, Jeff, do you grab your hoe bag? It's your hoe bag. So she walks into the B&T, our little beach club, and she's like, someone goes, wow, Dee Dee, you have your hoe bag on. I was like, oh my God, wait, what bag did you have? She's like, Mom, what's a hoe? I'm like, it's something you use to garden.
Or something Santa
It's
says.
Auntie
Happy.
Farley's
Happy.
gardening rake.
Ho, ho, ho. We are,
Yeah.
we are the three hoes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not really.
Short for honey.
Oh, I like that
What is
too.
it, honey?
I like that too. I
Yeah,
like
but names are great. And I think names find yourself. I mean, that's like Jennifer.
Well, I had the opposite situation growing up where it was Jennifer, and I think 6 people in my school, every single one of my class raised their hand because during the time period when I was born, it was like the Jennifer spiked, and now there's like 1.5 million of us that have been born since 1880. I found out.
I wanted to be a Jen or a
And-
Christy.
And you know what? It was actually really, I have to be honest, it was really annoying, and it still kind of is. Because it's just like, it's like, which Jennifer are you talking about? Like Jen B, Jen H, Jen L, like, I mean, some of my best friends are Jennifers, and it's like, okay, my best friend from high school, like we all went to last names because it was like we weren't sure who we were talking about. So my last name was Heaney, and I had the same situation. It was Heaney, Heiny, Ho. So
There's the hoe again.
There's the hoe again. So we are really, I guess, we are hoes, but in the best way possible. But I think I think names are really funny because as you look at it, and as you get to know people. I was thinking about like different people in my life and how similar characteristically they can be when they have the same names. And going back to our earlier episode on horoscopes, it's like is it a self-fulfilling prophecy, or is it like who you're innately meant to be? Like, is it when somebody's really spot on? I mean, I was almost a Lisa, so I came very close to being a Lisa. Could you imagine, Jennifer? I'm a Lisa.
Elisa.
What do you think?
It would be
No, just Lisa, not Elisa. Elisa was one of my good friends. But Lisa.
My youngest brother, Bruce, I guess, had problems, almost died when my mom was giving birth. And initially, his name was supposed to be Darby. When he came out and he was like 10-something pounds and so many ounces, my mom looked at him and said, oh my gosh, you're just like your father. You're giant. You're going to be Bruce Jr. But at first, it was going to be Darby. And still to this day, you bring it up, and my brother Bruce is like, Mom, what were you thinking about? You were going to call me Darby?
Would he have been Darby Bartlett? Because I know he hates his middle name, too.
His middle name is Bartlett.
Never. But he would have never been a Darby. He is not a Darby.
Oh,
he's such a Bruce.
Oh,
He's such a Bruce.
He's such a Bruce.
He's cool. He's like tall and strong and just.
It's so interesting because like you name a dog, and I mean, like I named Moose before he became a moose. I mean,
he is the moose,
and he wasn't the biggest boy in the litter, but he was a big, beautiful chocolate lab, and he is Moose on steroids. So I don't know if you become your name once it's given to you, or if you, like you're saying, we're kind of just predisposed to having this name because it's who we are.
Well, psychology today says, the evidence shows it's true. Like you do kind of manifest into the name that you're given. And it's obviously, some of the societal things where like you're such a fill in the blank. You're such a Bruce. You're such a John. You're such a Patrick.
I don't know if I'm such a Farley. I wanted a bumper sticker, a keychain, a pencil with my name on it. There was never anything.
Never.
Well, we got you.
Yeah. And I'm definitely not, because you have the Darian Gap, and the Darian Gap basically connects North and South America. And it's one of the most rugged pathways for animals and humans.
Of course you know that.
Right?
Makes sense.
And it's like an extreme environment. And in there, there's a cannibal. It's the last cannibalistic tribe within the Darien region.
Stop it.
Yes.
That explains a lot.
Maybe that's why I eat so much and I'm extreme, because it's.
Well, and your name, like I said, I looked it up. Your name not only means that oak tree and a huckleberry in French, but it also means a long and awaited treasure, making your presence known, which is so you.
Hey.
It is.
It's
so
like you sliding in, like
sliding in.
I mean, she's like Kramer. She's like Kramer.
She really is.
It was like whenever we were getting ready in the city and we had slippery floors, it's like she would have her hair in rollers. She'd be like doing her makeup. We'd have tunes on. And when she felt like she was like almost put together, she'd slide out.
Roll in and slide and be like, "Whoops."
Yes.
Oh my God.
So and that's so much fun.
That's so spot on.
And it's so spot on. And we said yours like literally is like a fern mother, like a meadowy like existence is Farley.
Yeah.
And it has like it has some Irish roots.
Faraway Meadow is,
and it also is means man of valor. So like
woman
of there's only 1,000 of you with the first name born since 1880, according to stats.
The funny thing that you just said, man of valor, everywhere we go, every hotel room, even when I was a kid and I would go to camp and they would put me in the boys' camp, like they put me in their, I can't even think of what it is, cabin. Welcome, Mr. Farley Boyle, when we stay at a hotel. My voice is raspy and deep, but everybody assumes I'm a dude.
Of course.
I'm a dude.
You're a girl guy. You're like,
I mean, it's like, so that's another, like interesting thing. So before I was Fartley, but now I'm Mr. Farley. So it's funny how
commands respect.
Well, there you go. I do have a booming voice if I want to.
Yes, you do.
And I think that I'm a guy sometimes if I'm trying to like call on behalf of Pat and handle like credit card issues or whatever. And I pretend that I'm him because of my voice and it works.
My mom, my sister, and myself all have the same voice. So I call everything. I'm Florence Boyle, and I will give you, every time because I do all the bills and everything. But always,
I have to say that's a joke. When you get on the phone with somebody and they're like, "I'm sorry, I need to talk to your husband," it's like, because I'm not a female.
Right
It's like,
hi, this is Patrick.
Okay,
today I identify as a female. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh,
Are you thinking
that's
about my
actually
voice
perfect too. Yes, they don't know. They need to be more sensitive.
No, it's not okay.
Well, my name is girl or guy, and they always spell it Darien.
Wait, tell her most of them were football players.
Oh, yeah. I found out of all the famous Darians, and I don't know any of them. Granger, Funk, Flex, Monat, 3 of those are football players, which
They're
again
athletes.
makes a tremendous amount of sense.
Totally
tremendous
does.
amount of sense. Now, my name, on the other hand, everybody can come up with probably 50 Jennifers that are famous. Lawrence, Aniston, Lopez, Gardner, Love Hewitt, McCarthy, Hudson. I could continue on, but I won't belabor you. But the name Jennifer, and with most of those people that you look at, it means gentle, kind, compassionate, creative, intuitive, and I evoke the emotions of others, which is, again, I feel like when people talk to me, that's very spot on. So I think it's really interesting that like there is this psychology of like a name, and if you're like born into your name or if you become your name, like how that really works. Again, referencing back to our horoscopes, it's just wild when you start to scratch the surface on like something that you haven't really given a ton of thought to and like where it leads you, right?
Faraway Meadow Snow. So I have Cherokee in my blood. My dad's side of the family, they were true pioneers. They were Mormons. They settled, the Great Salt Lake. So I do feel like Faraway Meadow Snow totally suits me because I am as outdoorsy as you can be. I love nature. I feel really comfortable when I see stone and wood and natural colors. I appreciate like the aesthetics of nature, like beyond. So I think I would have been a great Indian or a pilgrim.
Yeah.
Or a pioneer or a settler of some sort.
We have some Lenni Lenape tribe in us as well, mostly Irish and Dutch.
Yep.
So it's interesting when you go and you kind of look at it because Darian is male-female name as well. And it has ties to Ireland very much.
What is Michaela? Because I love that name. That's my sister-in-law, her sister. That's another fabulous name.
I asked my mom and I said, you had Shane, which was a derivative of John, named after my grandfather, which is my brother Shane.
Yeah, Irish.
Pat, your husband.
Yep. Patrick Christian.
Was named after my dad's father, Patrick Boyle. Then you had Bruce, which we talked about. Myself named after my mom. And then Michaela, I said, what about Michaela? She said, I just absolutely loved the name.
I love that.
I mean, it's just beautiful. And we call her Mike.
Yeah,
Mike. And
I think
she
Jen's
is a
looking
Michaela
it up right now.
And she is a Michaela, and she's just strong and beautiful and kind. And
it's another beautiful name. And she's the first
mom.
Michaela I ever met.
Yeah, and now there's all these Michaelas.
It's so wild.
It's
and the way I came up with Chase's name, I was super duper prego. And Pat and I were looking at houses. And in fact, it was in Monmouth Beach. And this little cute peppermint patty voiced child answered the door. And she was like, "Hi, I'm Chase." And I looked at Pat. I didn't even say anything. I looked at him and he looked at me and I go, "That's the name. Whether it's a boy or a girl, that's what we're having." Because we didn't know what we were having. And Chase is a girl.
I love it. Well, one of my favorites is Michaela's youngest, which is Cross, which is mom's maiden name. I just love it. He's cute.
He's such a crossy mossy.
Oh my God. He's like, "Hey mom, I'm just gonna take another tennis lesson right now, and then I'll go to hockey." Like, he's so into tennis. He's my little guy. He's so cool.
So Michaela has a couple of different like alternative meanings. There's not like one specific one because I think it's derived from, like you said, Mike, and like a female version of it. So I could look up Mike, but if we go to Michaela, according to names.org, it's like for your laughter, for your innovation, and you're always improving. You treasure your memories. You're energetic, a truly pure heart. You kindle the warmth in others. Your spirit is exciting and catching, and you're approachable and constantly meeting new people. And I mean, that's Mike.
That's her. Everyone loves her.
I mean, right?
And she was the older sister, even though she was the baby. It's like, it's
more
like so interesting, you know?
Yeah. Like, what do I do? Hey, Mike. She's like, "Oh my God, you're like really old." And you're asking me these dumb questions.
Old soul.
Old soul. She's good.
So my oldest son is named after my husband. Like, we did keep that. So my husband and his father, and then my dad. So he's John William, but we made him Jack, which I learned is, a new thing that kind of people did because it was a little edgier and cooler than John, because John's just been, it's biblical. It's like I think it's like
Bill Snow. I mean, like, it's like Bill Sue.
Yeah, but the John is obviously biblical and like really, really, really old. But then Shane was supposed to be Nate when he was born, and we were telling everybody it was going to be Nathan, and all of a sudden Shane came out and we were like, we're not really feeling it, so we switched his name to Shane,
Shane, and on this side it's Shayne.
So it's more, ours is more
Irish.
The Y is more Irish.
Okay. And Shane means God is gracious. I looked that up. So I think that's so interesting. And then Kyle, my next guy, he's very like straight shooter, like beyond, and his name is so suiting too, because it's like he's confident, reliant, trustworthy, and narrow and straight. That's actually what his name means.
It's wild.
And then Nathan, my number 4 guy, we actually obviously forgot about Nathan because Shane was supposed to be Nathan and Kyle was supposed to be Kyle, and couldn't be more Kyle. And all of a sudden we're like, oh wait, what about Nate? And meanwhile, Nate was our like, oh my God, yay, we're pregnant. Yes. Oh, really? Okay, great. And literally, Nathan is gift from God. So it's just interesting how that like comes out. And we did we talked about Chase Boyle, Farley's second daughter. That name means huntsman. Like, she's going after it and getting it.
Oh, you want her in your tribe, or you want her as a hunter, leader, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Mackenzie, her older daughter, is let's see.
See, now I love that name too.
I love that.
Oh, Mackenzie.
And that was a name that I heard I was a kid. I think I was in maybe 8th grade, and I was a counselor in training at the YMCA watching third grade kids. So I had two girls, interestingly enough, that had Mackenzie as a last name, which is so interesting. And because that's how my mom got my name. And I had never heard it before. And I was like, oh my God, Mackenzie, I love that name. And I just remembered it. And that's the very first time I got pregnant with, a non-named child. I said to Pat, if this is a girl, I love the name Mackenzie, and we can call her Mac, because I figured he'd want a little bit more of a, I don't know. I mean, he did end up picking a feminine name. He picked Abby, and which is funny because I liked like Mackenzie, Mac, Chase. So you don't know if it's a boy or a girl.
Yep.
And then I actually was more like Alex or Samantha, Sam, for number 3. And he was like, no, I like Abigail.
Oh, and look at what Abigail's name means. My father's joy. Ha. How crazy is that? Like, fact.
I had to beg him to have 3. He was like, done.
And then meanwhile, Mackenzie is also my niece. And I love names like Mackenzie because, as a Jenny, which I never was, not allowed.
Jenny from the block.
Never allowed to be a Jenny. But I love the names where it could be like Mac, it could be Kenzie. Like, I love the fact that you could kind of like I don't know, mix and match with some names. But Mackenzie is pleasant to look at and child of the wise leader. There you go for Mac.
There you go.
Mackenzie, woohoo.
I love that you were.
I like that she's the child of the wise.
My mom's name is Florence, and people call her Flo.
Oh, here we go on the flow.
Yeah.
Don't call her Flo.
Sound like Flo, but
We almost had to take that out of one episode, so.
no, but I know. I think in nicknames. So what nicknames?
And
did
then
you have?
wait, we got to do Dee Dee. If we're going to do full circle,
Okay.
Dee Dee. So Dee Dee is the actual Dee Dee is the dark and divine, a contrast of the ultimate sweet sound. Like I think I just think all of our kids, like knowing them the way that like I know them all, it's just so spot on.
It really is.
It's so spot on. And then I actually have our husbands too, but we can digress and do those later. But I mean, I think that's the other part about names that's so cool is that, you know, in coaching and in like life with my kids' friends, like I love when like a nickname emerges because that's your opportunity to like see something in someone and give them something unique and connected to just you. So I love when like the nicknames come out.
Oh my God. I don't think Pat Boyle calls anybody by their name, but it's not a derivative. The nicknames aren't like a derivative of their names. It's
Right.
a totally irrelevant handle.
So, I mean, I'm Digger. I still go to places in ski towns and places in LA, and I'll hear, "Hey, Digger," and I'm like, "Oh gosh, it's gonna be someone who's really fun." And I turned around.
And if you don't know what a digger is, it's taken a pretty serious crash or fall or whatever.
Yes, unfortunately, I lived up to that way too many times. And then when I was DJing, I was DJ Busy D at Smooch.
And you have to reference back to our lyrics episode for the rap that she did. So go back
yes.
to.
I had full graffiti letters. I've been my friend D-Dog in Manhattan Beach. He called me D-Money. So
I know you have had some epic.
and then Oakley and Olivia Debs, Oakley, God rest his soul. He called me Auntie Dee Dee. When I lived in Florida, I would always go. We had our boat manufacturing facility was in Florida, so I lived there. So I'd always go up to Palm Beach to stay with Bobby, and I'd go over and hang with the kids. And they said, "You're Aunt Dee Dee." So it's fun because you see how my mom passed on her name to me. I pass it on Darian to my daughter, and then I pass on my nickname to my youngest, who's Dee. And that came from Oakley and Olivia.
Celebrating roots.
So great. It's
Yeah.
Great.
And you know what? We actually want to know if our listeners, do you guys know what your names mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what the name is that you gave your child beyond just being in a name book or, you know, taking a name from a relative before them? It's kind of interesting. So we challenge you guys to take a little look and do a little research so that you can have a conversation with your kids and tell them what their name, excuse me, what their name means and what heritage it might have evolved from. It's kind of cool.
And there's always a story, and that's like literally I called my mom driving here, like, "Hey mom, tell me more, you know, and it's something that you had back in the day when you were younger.
And you look at like what becomes popular within each generation. Like my mom was a 2-name. I think that was her era. She was Betty Sue, but she chose Susan.
Sounds so 50s.
I mean,
so funny.
So yeah. And my aunt was Nora Ellen.
Yeah.
And she decided to take Ellen.
So proper.
So it's, you know, and my grandmother was Bess. And Bessie was like a very big name. So it's like as you go through, you know, time, different names were popular in each one of those time frames.
And they recycle like
absolutely.
The Menzells. They took Matilda.
Oh, I love that.
And Florence. So she took my mom's name, Rebecca, and
This is
Matilda.
one of her cousins.
Yeah, and
I
so
love when
it's
like
that she's
little
recycling the older names that are coming.
little
back.
grandma names like
the other
Ruth,
thing-
and you know they're coming back.
The other thing that I love that I think is becoming a little bit more trendy is that you know, people are keeping their maiden names as and moving them to their middle names and not losing it, or using their last name as a first name so that it kind of still stays in the family. I love that trend. I love when people do that and you're like, "Oh wait, where's that really cool name?" They're like, "That was my maiden name." I'm like, "That's really awesome." Not that I think I could name my child Heaney, because I think that would be a little
I was
bit
close
hard.
to
But
being.
given now that I have a best friend Farley, maybe Heaney could work.
I was close to being my mom's maiden name. My mom's maiden name is Forbes, and they love the name Forbes for a boy or
I
a
love
girl.
that name.
So I think, you know, it was at one point I was going to be a Forbes, but then I think between Forbes and Farley won.
And I want to know from all the Karens out there how they feel about their first names because, wow, did you guys get railroaded? I mean, I have so many Karens in my life that I love, and it's just so funny how like that can happen.
Yeah, why did
that?
Karen suddenly become a Karen?
Because there was probably a Karen that someone said, "Oh my gosh, you're
Such a Karen.
such a Karen," and that kind of just
Oh yeah.
transpired over the years.
I mean,
Well-
that's what we touched upon a little teeny bit in the very beginning. It's like, don't share your name if you're pregnant because
Right.
you say something. There's like certain names that people feel like have a stripper-esque quality to it, or
it's
like annoying.
What's your stripper name? And then we're gonna have,
Farley Snow. Everybody used to say
Hey,
that sounded like a stripper.
To your stripper name.
what would if you were a stripper?
Oh,
Nothing
like I have
to
to
my
make it up?
friends that are dancers. Mine would be Crystal.
Oh my God, I loved Crystal.
Wow. Crystal.
Kristen and
Oh, gosh.
Christy and
It's a lot of pressure.
I don't know. People used to say,
You didn't have one, and
Yeah.
you didn't play the game when
No.
you had what is your stripper name and the street you lived on, and that was like
"Oh my God."
Crystal Gates.
Okay, well,
that was
Farley
my-
Cezanne. I mean, Farley is a stripper name if you don't know it as Fartley.
And then you took the name of the road that you grew up on. We grew up
Cezanne
on Gant
Drive.
Avenue.
All right. I have to think about this. Mine is my last name would be Riverview, so it would be like I don't know, be something good.
I don't. It's like you don't know. There's just
so many.
Oh, there's so many.
yeah.
Just leave that. We'll leave that.
yeah.
open.
We'll just leave that.
We'll leave that open. We'll leave that.
Guys
Open.
never did that.
I didn't have to.
Love it, and we want to say thank you to
I
everyone
didn't have to.
for listening to Girls Gone Gritty today. And go to our website. Let us know what your stripper name is.
I mean,
Let us know what your nicknames are. Just give us some fun facts.
totally
And that's it. I think
amazing.
we love
The
it.
name game is fun.
The name game is
You should
fun.
be a little more educated on what your name means and where it came from. And then the name game is no longer a game. It's actually,
Yeah.
where you came from.
I love it.
All
Talk
right.
to your parents, find the roots out, and be sure to tune in next week because we have some more really exciting stories to share and whatever we feel like talking about that day. Thanks for listening to Girls Gone Gritty.
And we got to define Karen before we're out of here. So
All right.
Karen,
I need
just
I'm
to
still
leave
landing.
it, just to leave it on the Karen, it's actually perfect. It's actually perfect. Karen is a pejorative term in the English meaning speaking world, someone perceived as entitled or demanding beyond the scope of what is appropriate or necessary. A common stereotype of that of a white woman who uses her privilege to demand her own way at the expense of others. Often used in memes. I'm so sorry, all you Karens. You don't deserve it. You're amazing people, and we love you at Girls Gone Gritty.
We love Karens. Talk to you next week. Thanks for listening.
All right.
See ya.
Peace out.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Girls Gone Gritty.
You can check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
If this episode hits home, share it with someone who needs to get gritty.
The 3 Gs. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.